Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on The Flash. Today we got to talk about this article that Screen Rant posted. It's all to do with Grant Gustin and The Flash and him potentially returning in a DC sequel. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. So we've talked about Grant quite a lot in the last couple weeks or so because there was that interview that he did with Michael Rosenbaum on his Inside of You podcast, where he gave us a big look into like his decision making in the final few seasons. Did he want to leave The Flash early? Would he be down to return as The Flash? That was a big question that Michael Rosenbaum asked him. Would he be interested in a miniseries? We made separate videos on all of that and on Grant Gustin's comments. They're up on the channel right now. You can go check them out. They're pretty easy to spot. But for now, let's go ahead and get into today's main topic. This is to a Screen Rant, and the article is titled, "After Grant Gustin's recent comments about returning as The Flash, I genuinely need a DC sequel to happen." So this is an opinion article or an op-ed, and the reason why I want to break this article down in this video is because I think he brings up a few very valid points that I totally agree with, and I want to get your thoughts and opinions on all this in the comments down below. So let's go ahead and read through the article and break it down. So Grant Gustin recently spoke out about his desire to return to the role of The Flash if the opportunity comes up in the DCU, and I need it to happen. When The Flash debuted in 2014, it immediately became my favorite show from the Arrowverse. I think all of us can agree at one stage or another it was our favorite Arrowverse show, apart from, you know, big Arrow fans or big Supergirl fans. Like for me, it was always between The Flash and Supergirl, and this is literally me talking, Ben talking right here. But I think actually Superman Lois has overtaken The Flash to be my favorite Arrowverse show, even though technically it's not part of Earth Prime. But the article continues by saying, in large part this was thanks to the incredible performance of Grant Gustin as Barry Allen and the way that he made that character so enigmatic, energetic, and all around a hero and a great guy in and out of his super suit. So I should also mention this is an opinion piece, so he will be talking in first person, but that's not me speaking unless I state that it's me breaking his comments down. So let's talk about the first subheading. So Grant Gustin's recent The Flash comments make a follow-up series feel truly possible. So Michael Rosenbaum, who played Lex Luthor throughout Smallville, runs a podcast which we talked about, and Rosenbaum is also close to James Gunn, who has expressed interest in reprising his role as Lex if the opportunity ever arises. But during his interview with Grant Gustin, he was asked whether he would be open to playing the role of The Flash again, which he responded to positively, saying, "Yeah, of course, there's a lot of things that I'd have to ask, and I'd be interested in the creative side as well." So this doesn't do anything to confirm Grant Gustin's return or even suggest that the DCU has space for it right now. It can hopefully develop into something in the future, and the DCU is just starting. It's literally the very beginning. So I think with Elseworlds being a possibility, there's always a chance that the Arrowverse could be brought into the fold at some point because it has such a big fan base. I feel like it would only be smart to have at least one or two Arrowverse projects in the mix if they want to benefit from the fandom. And obviously Grant Gustin is a huge character in terms of playing The Flash, and everyone is a huge fan of him pretty much. So Grant Gustin's comments about creative involvement with The Flash follow-up are exciting. This is the next subheading. So going beyond the idea of simply reprising the role of Barry Allen, Rosenbaum pushed to find out if Grant would be interested in producing and working on a new Flash project in a more creative capacity, to which Grant Gustin was obviously very open and positive about. So with his long journey, which was like nearly 9-10 years as The Flash, he can obviously provide a unique insight into what it means to be The Flash, what it means to be Barry Allen. So if he returns, having him in a more creative role as well as acting makes a lot of sense. So it could be even more exciting if he was also cast to tackle the role and has a chance to step into that role that affords him more control and input. And assuming that the DCU keeps growing beyond Superman, Supergirl, Lanterns and all those projects, a version of Grant Gustin's Flash could conceivably fit into it, and it could be great for the fans and the larger DCU as a whole. And I've talked about this before, I'm not going to harp on this, but I do think if they are very smart and they've learned the lesson from the Flash film, why not go with what works Everyone knows Grant Gustin is the best Flash, so why not cast him later down the line? They don't have to do it straight away, they can wait a long time, and then when the time is right to do a Flash film or a Flash TV show again, get Grant Gustin involved, but get him involved creatively as well, so it's more than just him reprising his role, it's him taking charge of the character, because obviously he knows him inside and out. So let's talk about what I think is the most valid point throughout this article, and that is this subheading. The DC Universe's Elseworlds spin-offs mean that The Flash could genuinely get a follow-up series without it hindering DC's new releases. So we talked about Elseworlds in yesterday's video, go check that out if you haven't watched it yet. But basically, I think with Elseworlds being a huge thing, and with them confirming a bunch of projects that are currently in development being Elseworlds, like Starfire, also My Adventures with Green Lantern, and I think Superpowers, the animated show, and I'm not sure about the live action side right now. There is a lot of opportunities for Elseworlds projects to come in. So unfortunately, the DC EU opted to cast a new actor as the Flash despite Gustin being perfect for the role. I have to clarify here, Ezra was cast because Grant was so busy as the Flash. Like, they were still filming when the Flash was filming, so there was literally no opportunity for Grant, even if they wanted him to play the Flash in the DCU, to film that role. He was just not free enough because they filmed 9 months a year. It was literally impossible. So while Ezra Miller delivered a performance that had its moments, the drama around the actor and the poor quality of his film cemented this choice as a bad one, which I completely agree with, and I think most of you guys agree with as well. So now with the DCU rebooting the universe and casting a whole new wave of actors, it's difficult to imagine it would go to Grant Gustin to play the Flash either. However, thanks to the loophole that makes movies like Joker and the Batman possible under a DC banner alongside the DCU, there is still hope. So Elseworlds is going to be a thing, and DC Studios are actively working on lots of projects, so why not open up the doors for a return of the Flash if they want, or other Arrow shows, and you could potentially see Grant Gustin return in that capacity. Or there is also a very high chance that he could actually just be recast, playing a different version of the Flash, but he is still played by Grant Gustin, but is another version of the character from a different Earth in the DC universe. So as mentioned above, the DCU Elseworlds opens the door to the endless variety of ideas and concepts that could be explored without impacting the DCU proper. For now, the focus is clearly on building the core stories, but the fact that Elseworlds even exists means that James Gunn is open to exploring other ideas as long as they're strong enough, and if Grant Gustin has a strong script backing a return for his version of the character, there should definitely be no reason for him to not reprise his role as the Flash. So I don't think this is going to happen anytime soon, and I don't want to harp on about it too much, but I do feel like it's a good possibility, and the fact that we've got Elseworlds being a big part of DC Studios' plan, I think down the line there is definitely a chance that Grant could show up as the Flash, whether it's in Elseworlds or the main DCU timeline. Also, it's very important to note that Grant Gustin as well as James Gunn have both opened up the possibility of working together. They at least both admire their work, and at least there is some thought that could potentially go into bringing Grant back as the Flash. But that pretty much does it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.